Hello, I will explain you principle of improvisation I'm working on. Ground principle starts from Laban and is Ichosaedron. So let's suppose that we have direction, we have one dimension, two dimension, and a third dimension. It's like a table around you. In this dimension, we have many possibilities. We have different points of direction on one side, on the other. Diagonal, straight, diagonal high, high, and back. We have the same direction front and back. Beside this direction, you can move forward, going back, going side, going other side. So these are the ground direction. Combined with these three main direction, we have the diagonal. Diagonal means 45 degrees from the original direction. So, front left, front right, back left, back right. And of course, we can move to the direction. Okay, that makes eight different points of direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On different levels, we have high, middle, normal, and low. That means we have high, diagonal, we have low, diagonal. We have high, diagonal, and low. And the same back. Low back, low high diagonal, or simply low back, high back. Alright, these are simple principles of Laban, just thinking about possibility of direction. And of course, in between this idea of geometric line, you have combination of an infinity of combination. Okay. Thinking about these possibilities, I can think about my part of my body going one direction and other part going other direction. Thinking part of my body going one direction and other part of my body other direction. And other parts one direction and other direction. And one direction, and other direction, and one direction, and other direction, etc., etc. Just to make an example in space, it can be a combination that I know where I'm going, I think where I'm going, front diagonal right, left diagonal low, right diagonal back high, front low, middle high, back low, left back diagonal low, left back diagonal high, front back diagonal right, etc. So we can play with the space, knowing which direction you're related with the limbs. I can go in the direction, pointing them, looking the points, or I can go with my body, just moving to one side, moving to the other, knowing which kind of direction am I going, rising to some other direction. It's a matter of center. I'm doing it for the camera. That means that it's bidimensional. I'm facing you like you are an audience. But of course, I can translate this dimension. I'm playing right now, like front, in the camera, of course, I can play in the space that became a three-dimensional and I start to move. That means that I go flat and I turn to the side and then I go here and I bring around my figure. I know already that everything is inside me. I turn and I bring with me this dimension that it keeps moving with all the points we were discussing before. Part number 1. Part number 2. Focusing on point on the body. That means that our body is composed of joints and it can move its joints in some way. My wrist can move in this way. My elbow can do this movement, not combined with the shoulder. The shoulder is rotular, can do all of this movement by herself. And of course, you have combined movement. Elbow, shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder. If you think about all the possibilities, the head can do all of this movement. Can do this movement, it's very round, side, side, and can turn. The legs the same. The ankle can do this movement. The knees can be round and going forward and back and to the side. Just a little bit. The side is straight away combined with the hip. So the hip is very round, it's very free, the hip. Can do a lot of movement. Almost like the shoulder. Can do a lot of movement. So you can combine the movement. You have the pelvis that can move around, is connecting the legs with the torso and can move in different way. You have the pelvis that can move and the lower back can do other movement, and then of course all the spine that can bend, can twist and can combine the two. Twisting and bending to the side, going forward and twisting. And of course, most of this movement is difficult to isolate clearly because often they involve other parts of the body, other joints.